of the questions I get asked often about the groundwork is the horses turning into the handler when you whoa. Whoa, good girl, good girl. Good, so I'm going to take you through my body posture as I'm lunging, good girl, and how I teach them to stay out and hold the contact. So the reason we don't want them to turn into us is because then it becomes a habit for them and they're constantly dropping the shoulder toward the handler and they don't take such a nice contact, and when they're feeling a little naughty, they try it then as well. So to get them to whoa, we teach them first of all in hand, so just halter training. Greg has done a full course of this called Rider Fundamentals on our website, which takes you through, from the very beginning. But so she's halter trained properly, and they're halter trained, whoa, to stop when the hand goes up. Then we teach them to go when the hand comes behind them. As you can see, she's doing that perfectly. Good, but you don't want them too zippy on the lunge, otherwise they get too excited without the rider's leg and seat. They can just get a little bit over the top on the lunge. Good girl. So the next part of my body is that I stay always at her girth, so I form a V. Now anybody who can read a book will already know that the hand is at the mouth, that your other hand goes to the point of buttock, and that the handler stays at the girth. Good girl, good girl. When I want to whoa, I stop walking that little circle with her and I just quietly, oh, very good. Now, if she had turned into me, I would just very quietly go back out, push her back out to the circle wall and ask her to stay and exactly where she was by continually putting her back and repeating the word whoa. Now, I can go anywhere, good girl, my love. Right, anywhere I like. Whoa. Right, whoa. And my mare knows to stay there. Again, Greg's done a video, or I might have started that video about ground tying. Good girl. Good girl. And you can hop in and tell them they're good. So of course the ground tying video will take you through it more, but if your horse ground ties and knows whoa, they're not going to turn into you anymore. And when we ground tie them, we also go to all their vulnerable areas and make sure that they trust us. But I could go up to the stables, have a coffee and come back, and my mare would still be standing here in her ground tie. So once you've established your ground tie, you might still just need to do a couple of little exercises where if the horse turns in, woo, don't flick them out and chase them and shout at them, and just put them back in the same spot until the horse makes the choice that it's actually boring to keep moving out of their ground tie. I'm putting her in the equine evolution lunging system because we like our horses to have super, super strong backs, and some horses don't naturally carry themselves long and low on the lunge. She's one of them. She's a bit sassy. She's a bit of a firecracker. Good girl. And now at her age, she probably, with my correct body tone, would just maintain that really nice frame all the time. But there's 10% of the time where she has no intention of listening on the lunge. She's just so excited and having so much fun. And that 10% of the time I don't want her hollowing her back and hurting herself. You can see they've been adjusted so her nose is in front of the vertical, because so the vertical is a vertical line and you want their noses just a little bit in front of it. If you adjust them and they're behind the vertical, you'll actually do, that's on the vertical. Come here behind the vertical. I know you know how. Come on, madam. Back in here. Okay, so right back in here. If the horse is there, you're actually going to tighten their back. Whoa. So to keep her standing and not turning in, I don't even let them turn in when I'm beginning the lunge. I come to the girth, I raise my hand, whoa, whoa, whoa. And usually I do this with the whip just behind my arm pointing backward, okay, whoa. And I like them to stay in their ground tie even if I pick up my whip. If you have a horse you're not sure of, keep the whip with you all the time. It's good for them to get used to it, whoa. And when you take the whip, don't point it at their bum because that's a go. Pop it just over your arm like this. All right, Ren, you ready? And then when I want to go, I step away a little bit toward the hind quarter, but staying at the girth, and a loud click. Good girl, good girl, good girl. And tomorrow we're going to talk more. One of the main questions I get asked is how to get your horse to slow down on the lunge for horses that are really very speedy on the lunge, because of course that doesn't build great muscles either. So we're going to talk more about that tomorrow.